Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're back in Grow Garden, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how you can set up a super easy macro for the brand new trading and cooking update. So this is like fairly easy. I've made a video on this application before because it's going to be the best for basically any game you play if you ever need a macro. The macro I'm talking about is Tiny Task. Super easy to download. All you need to search up is Tiny Task. Make sure you click the right link, and once you do, you should get this page right here, and just want to click download, and boom, you have the app. So once you have the app, you're gonna open it up like I do right here. So it should look something like this. It should be very small. And for now, don't touch anything other than prefixes. So it should look like this when you first open it. If the play speed is anything other than 1, just change it to 1 because everything else will break the macro. And then set your continuous playback to on. So when you click that, it should give a check mark right beside it, and that means the macro will repeat itself over and over again. Everything else, just no need to touch anything, and make sure you have your recording hotkey and your playback hotkey to not overlap. I think it doesn't overlap unless it's on Control Alt Shift P, so just don't change it to that. And set your recording hotkey to what you want to record with, and set your playback hotkey to something that you won't click by accident. So I have set to all of these, which I definitely will not click by accident. So once you have that tiny task ready, just leave it there, and I'm actually going to explain to you how this macro works. So first, you need to understand the concept of the update, obviously. So for this update, what you're trying to make is you're trying to make as much food as possible that you can feed to the pig. So you can choose to run your macro for prismatic foods, common foods, and all that stuff. I would recommend rare foods because they only take 5 minutes compared to like prismatic foods, which are a lot better, but only take like but take like 20 minutes, which is pretty crazy. If you want to know, you can search up on the wiki for all the different recipes that you can use, and keep in mind that bigger plants give you better foods. So I would definitely recommend, if you want to, adding sprinklers into your method. So how exactly does this method work? So you're gonna need a recall wrench, and you're actually not gonna feed the pig during the macro because there's no need to do that. You can just stock up on a bunch of foods and then feed them later on. Um, so have your recall wrench. It doesn't matter which slot it's in because you'll be using your mouse. And then you should also have your harvest tool. So if you're worried that you're gonna run out of harvest tools, there's no need to worry about that because you should be using um you should be using the macro to replenish your gear shop as well. So the harvest tool is basically always going to be in stock, and it gives you 5 uses per. So you're unless you're using more than 10, you should not be running out. Okay, so how's this macro going to work? I'm actually going to sell everything I have in my inventory right now because I have a bunch of stuff. All right, so to begin the macro, make sure you click garden, go to your settings, and have all these settings. um I would put your graphics quality to the lowest so it reduces lag. You don't have to though. If your PC can handle it, no need. um the most important thing is going to be the shift lock switch. You can keep it off. I'm going to keep it off personally, so like less margin of error. And then camera mode should be a default. Before, I had it on follow when I recorded this video, and it basically ruined everything because look what happens. When I switch, my camera angle will actually switch with me. So when I click garden, my camera angle is going to be off. However, if I have it to default, then even when you move your character in certain angles, it'll never switch the camera angle, meaning that you will always end up back at the same camera angle when you click your garden. So do not rotate your angle, just keep it consistently in the same spot. All right. So everything else just doesn't really matter. Just have all these off. These like I would run the macro in full screen, but you don't have to. But if you don't run it in full screen, the next time you play your macro, make sure it's also not in full screen. All right, now that everything's set up, let's actually get to recording the macro. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna whatever your prefix is, remember what it is. So you have your recording. So you click F8 to start it and to stop the recording, and then you for the playback, we'll do that later. You don't need to touch that right now. So this is the camera angle I'm gonna use. Oh, and for your plants, I would recommend using like rare plants, as I said before, because it doesn't take as long, and you do not want to be waiting 25 minutes in your macro. So I would recommend moving your plants like all like stacked over here. So bananas and corns are what I'm gonna be using, but unfortunately it's like too far away. Actually, I can just trial that in. And obviously, the more plants you have, the better. And for this method, I am not going to be using the sprinkler. But that's a good thing about Tiny Tasks. You can record it however you like. So if you want to add a little bit of sprinklers to yours, do not hesitate to do so. Okay, so let's actually click garden and make sure you're in. Make sure you click it a couple times and start the recording. So when you start, you're gonna click the garden a couple times, and then you're gonna click take out your harvest tool, and you're gonna click on your banana trees or whatever plant you're using. So 3 there, and I'm gonna click. So I'm supposed to have my corn right here. Unfortunately, I forgot to do that, but it's okay. I'll just click my corn, and that's good. Honestly, I would personally recommend not using corn because it comes back too slowly, and it only comes back one at a time. All right, so that's perfect. So now what you can do is once you click garden, you're gonna just walk towards the cooking place. So it should be like around here. Yep. So once you get to this garden, just walk towards this way, and then here. Okay. Now you're gonna click the ingredients that you're gonna want to put. So you're gonna search for them. Oops. Make sure to delete everything. Click backspace a couple times, and then search for banana. Boom. Oh shoot, banana. I'm gonna do 2 bananas and 2 corns, and then delete that and search up corn, 2 corns, and now you're just gonna click the cooking button. Okay, see, we can see that's 5 minutes and 30 seconds. If you do different recipes, it might take longer. So I would really recommend you use this because you don't want to be waiting 25 minutes in between the macro scripts. So that means this will make you at least, if it's like 5 minutes 30 per, every hour you should be getting around 12, a little bit less than 12, like 11. All right, so you're gonna okay. Use your recall wrench. Make sure you don't shift your camera like I just did. I kind of messed it up. But once you do that, you want to click "Welcome to my stand." Show me the gear shop, and so you're gonna scroll to the bottom. You can buy everything if you want. I'm gonna do that because I have enough money, obviously. So I'm just gonna click set your macro up to do this. So this will make it so you buy everything in the shop while you're waiting for that 5 minutes. So you can just do this. Boom. And then you can just repeat it a couple times to like make sure it doesn't do any errors. You can buy some trading tickets, and watering cans are very nice. Scroll back to the bottom and repeat it a couple times. So basically what this part of the macro is, it's stalling for 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So you can do whatever you want here and make it repeat it. You can go to the seed shop after you've bought this. And or you can just go away from your PC and don't touch it for like 3-4 minutes, come back and get ready to restart the macro. So let's just say you want to do the seed shop as well. So you can click seed. You can do it for egg shop. You can do it for everything. You can scroll to the bottom and just make it click. So it'll just buy everything that's in stock. All right. So that's it. And then once you're done, you're going to want to click your garden and you're just going to want to walk towards the place again. So obviously you want to end up back where you started the cooking. So for example, for me, let's click right here. All right. So it should say, instead of saying skip cooking, it should say the thing is done. Click E, it should give it to you. And then you're going to click garden a couple times and you're going to stop the recording. That'll make it so repeat over and over and over again. Um, so yeah, that's basically it. You'll just run this macro again and again and again. For the sprinkler, all you want to do is have the sprinklers in your hotbar. So take all these off. So take the sprinklers you're going to use. Obviously, you don't want to be using master sprinklers. So I would definitely consider using like basic sprinklers and advanced sprinklers so that your fruits will be a little bit bigger, giving you more points. So that's basically it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys have any questions or suggestions for this macro, you can join my Discord server, link in the description. And if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.